Just minutes before training camp officially kicks off in Oxnard, the Dallas Cowboys have made their first roster tweak, and while it's a small move on paper, it could turn out to be a meaningful addition. The team signed defensive end James Houston, a name that might not ring bells for every fan, but one that brings a flash of intrigue to the back end of this deep defensive edge rotation. This move comes after Houston was part of a 4-player workout the Cowboys hosted earlier in the week, which included Jesse Luketa, Cameron Klein, and William Bradley King. In the end, it was Houston who made enough of an impression to earn a spot on the 90-man roster, replacing Luigi Vilan, a former undrafted edge who never quite carved out a place for himself. It's a classic low-risk, potential-reward decision from the Cowboys' front office, an effort to get incrementally better at every single position, even the ones buried deep on the depth chart. James Houston isn't a household name, but he's not exactly a mystery either. Drafted in 2022 by the Detroit Lions, he burst onto the NFL scene with an impressive run of production late in his rookie year, notching 4 sacks in his first 4 games after being elevated from the practice squad. His get-off was explosive, his bend around the edge was noticeable, and even though he lacked prototypical size, measuring a hair over 6 feet, his ability to win on third downs made him a problem for offensive tackles. But like many flash-in-the-pan pass rushers, consistency and health would prove to be his biggest challenges. He spent most of 2023 on injured reserve with a leg injury, and after failing to stick in Detroit, he was briefly claimed by the Browns before ultimately becoming a free agent again. And now? He's a Dallas Cowboy, at least for now. This signing is not about replacing Micah Parsons or DeMarcus Lawrence, or even Sam Williams. This is about competition, about stacking edge rushers who can bring something extra to those critical preseason reps, and seeing if Houston can recapture that rookie spark. From a schematic standpoint, Houston likely fits as a situational pass rusher. He's not someone you're going to trust to set the edge on first and second down, especially not against the run-heavy looks the Cowboys will face early in the year. But when it's third and long, and you want to unleash speed off the edge, that's where Houston could carve out a role. The advanced numbers support his potential. His pressure rate has hovered between 15 and 18% in limited action, which is well above average for NFL standards. That kind of efficiency, even in a small sample size, is the sort of metric that gets coaches and scouts to lean in during tape review. It's still an uphill battle for Houston to make the 53-man roster. Dallas already has 6 edge rushers essentially locked in barring injury or trade. But a strong preseason showing and an ability to play special teams or rush from multiple alignments could earn him a spot on the practice squad and keep him in the building as a developmental player with upside. But let's be clear, this move doesn't solve any of the Cowboys' more pressing needs. It's not a solution at defensive tackle. It doesn't address the uncertainty at cornerback. It doesn't shore up the running back depth behind Rico Dowdle. This is a move in a vacuum, a calculated adjustment to the back end of the edge room that costs the Cowboys nothing and gives them a player with some legitimate NFL traits. In a camp where competition is the theme, Houston's presence ensures that nobody, whether it's a late-round pick or a returning vet, can coast through August. Everyone's job is on the line, and if Houston can make some noise this summer, he might just make the decision difficult when the cutdown day arrives. For now, he's a name to watch, a former Jackson State standout with a chip on his shoulder, trying to prove that those rookie year flashes weren't just a fluke, but the first step in a story that still has plenty of pages left to be written. James Houston's path to the Cowboys isn't your typical NFL story. Originally a Florida Gator, His college journey took a detour after being suspended in a credit card fraud investigation that involved several players. That setback forced him to transfer to Jackson State, where he re-emerged under the guidance of head coach Deion Sanders. And it was there at an HBCU, far from the bright lights of the SEC, that Houston rebuilt his football career and re-established himself as a disruptive edge presence. He racked up sacks, played with fire, and turned heads just enough to get a shot in the 2022 NFL Draft. The Detroit Lions took a chance on him late, and he paid immediate dividends once he got on the field. His ability to translate raw speed and burst into instant impact plays made him one of the most efficient pass rushers per snap in the league during his debut stretch. But like so many late bloomers in the NFL, staying on the field and finding a permanent home has been a challenge. That's where Dallas comes in. For a Cowboys team hungry to reinforce depth at key positions, especially with Dan Quinn now gone and Mike Zimmer leading a new defensive identity, Houston fits the mold of the kind of player you take a real look at. He's the classic tools guy, undersized, yes, but slippery, fast, and disruptive in the right package. Zimmer's scheme puts an emphasis on discipline, sure, but it also thrives when edge players can create pressure without requiring extra blitz help. Houston could be that extra juice off the bench. The problem, of course, is the logjam. With Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, Sam Williams, Dante Fowler Jr., and even recent addition Peyton Turner expected to contribute, Houston's most realistic path to sticking around is on the practice squad. But make no mistake, if he flashes even half of the burst he showed in Detroit, especially in preseason game action, the Cowboys won't be the only team watching. The NFL is always short on pass rushers who can convert pressure into production, and Houston's efficiency metrics make him a gamble worth keeping around. And that's the real appeal here. Houston isn't just some camp body. He's a player with real film, real numbers, and a few real NFL moments that show what he's capable of. The preseason will be his playoff. Every rep, every rush, every one-on-one drill, those are his auditions, not just for the Cowboys, but for the 31 other teams who'll be scanning the wire come cutdown day. And if you're a Cowboys fan, this is the kind of move you root for. A guy clawing his way back after injury, after setbacks, trying to prove he's still got something left in the tank. Maybe he makes the 53. Maybe he doesn't. But if Houston can push the edges around him to elevate their game, if he can make the coaching staff think twice about who belongs and who doesn't, then this move already pays off. And who knows? Every season, there's always that one name no one saw coming. James Houston might just be that guy in Oxnard.